welcome back to my channel, and today I have another review for you. You have not seen me haul this. I simply bought it the day it released, and that is going to be the Too Faced White Peach palette. With these reviews, I always try to keep kind of a, what's the word, unbiased mind. You guys know I absolutely the first one, the original Peachy Mattes. I have a review on that. We'll leave it linked down below. Picked this up. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. I love the purple to like white ombre. It is very aesthetically pleasing. Same closure. You look inside. Now the shades weren't necessarily something that I was like, yes, I need these, because the original, the Peachy Mattes, was like warm and peachy and just everything I want in an eyeshadow palette. This one is much more cool toned, a lot softer, and it does have some shimmers in it. You are paying $45 for 12 eyeshadows that are 1.25 grams each for a total of 15 grams. The whole Peaches and Cream collection is exclusive to Sephora and the Too Faced website. I will leave you linkies down below. It is not a limited edition, which I think is really nice because I'm all about permanent products. You saw it before. You got some cooler tones here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes. This one is kind of a slight shimmer, and this one is like a matte with glitter in it. I don't know why we're continuing to do that. No one has yet perfected the glitter matte formula to keep it from falling out. And then you do have 3 shimmers. It smells exactly the same way as the first one does, and although these colors weren't exactly screaming my name, I really did want to review it for you guys, and I'm also a Too Faced Peach junkie. I will be woman enough to admit it. But let's just get into some swatches, and then I will talk about my experience wearing this palette and using it. I am wearing it on my eyes today, and let's just get into it. Here we have my good old trusty arm. We're going to start with the shade Peach Cream, which I wore today as my all over just, you know, setting shade. And then we have Peach Suede, which is a very beautiful color. You guys know I love just a lot of peachy tones. We have Peaches and Dreams, which is one of my favorite shades. It is a little bit shimmery, but it's not so shimmery that you can't work it into the crease. Then another favorite of mine is the Creme de la Peach. This is the one that has the glitter. There are very few shades that are matte that have that glitter that I find are actually able to keep the glitter as you blend it out. This is not one of them. Then we have Peach Sorbet here going on like that. Very, very light. This is a super pale girl friendly palette. No idea how this is going to work on darker skin tones. I found that this did even kind of look a little ashy on me. So on people with darker skin tones, this just might be a bust. Then we have Glistening Peach, which is really pretty, and the formula is a little bit chunky and whatever, which I don't understand because the original Peach palette had some really good peach toned shimmers that weren't chunky feeling. Another problem I did have with this color that I noticed is you either have to wet your brush or use a super tacky primer. And I am honestly sick and tired of shimmers where you have to do something to them to make them work. I would just like a nice shimmer that works on its own without needing any extra help. Then we have Peach Smoothie right here. Another really beautiful, very pink-based peach. And then Sweet Fig, which is basically Buon Fresco from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I've been seeing that shade run around in a lot of palettes. Then we have Peach Ice, which once again feels very gritty, very chunky, And like the, oh my goodness, glistening peach shade, it needs something to adhere to, and this one is very glittery fallouty. Next we have Fuzzy, which is a nice transition shade, just going on right there. And then we have On the Grill, which is like, I thought it was just gonna be like a black. And compared to a lot of other Too Faced blacks, it is superior, but it like really ended up muddying my look rather than like deepening it up and darkening it out. And it just kind of, I put one of the purpley shades on first and then I did this, and it just kind of ended up being very, just looked kind of like a purple based black that didn't blend so well. And then last but not least, we have Peach Passion, which is the smoothest feeling of the shimmers going on here. It is very beautiful. I tried working this into the crease. No. Like this shade right here, it does have a lot of glitter fallout, and that beautiful like metallic look that you get when swatching it is very difficult to actually get on the eye. All right, with swatches done, let's talk about my experience using this palette. I did talk about some formula inconsistencies during the swatches. The mattes are beautiful. They are very comparable to the colors in the Peachy Mattes. They're just very smooth. They tend to be very pigmented, even though these are a bit lighter. But my overall problem with this palette is in the don't even the fact that it's a more cooler toned palette. That's whatever. I've been, you know, reaching more toward cool tone shades recently. But the shades that stand out to me in this palette, like the Peach Suede, Peaches and Dreams, Creme de la Peach, Peach Sorbet, Fuzzy, you know, and these two, these ones right here are shades I could get from the original Peachy Mattes, you know, and if those are the main shades that I'm going to be drawn towards, what's the point? And same with this Peach Cream shade. They have a shade that's almost identical to it in the original Peachy Mattes. What would make this palette more of a standout is the fact that it does have these shimmers, but the shimmers don't perform so well that they aren't anything amazing. Another problem that I have with this palette is I don't find that you can create a lot of looks with it. If we go into this is the original Just Peachy Mattes palette, you have like sort of the same color family, obviously in that peachy, warm toned, whatever. But you can get a bunch of different, you can, you know, focus on here, get a little bit lighter, you know, add some more punch of color, then deepen it up, either more cool tone, warm tone, smoke it out with this beautiful, like, you know, reddish, orangey shade. I have been reaching for this palette a lot. It was one of my favorites of 2017, and I've been able to get a bunch of different looks that I really love. I don't see the universally flattering or the practicality and there just isn't a way to use this palette in many different ways to get a bunch of different kinds of looks. It's very soft, it's very delicate. I've used it a couple of times and haven't been, like with this one, I do it and I really enjoy the look that I get, and I'm like, oh yes, that is beautiful, that is what I like. And with this one, it is just kind of like, eh. And the colors that I did really like, I already have in here. And like I said, one thing that would make this palette, you know, kind of a kick up from the original one are those shimmers, but they don't perform so well that they make this palette anything special. Honestly, a little bit disappointing because the packaging is beautiful. I feel like this could have been great. I think if they went with the like all matte theme like they did with this one, they would have gotten a better color section than popping those shimmers in there, or if they'd even done something to the shimmer formula to make it more, you know, not even like, not so glittery and chunky. Something like the shimmers in the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, or even in the Urban Decay Naked Heat, the Tartlet Toasted, or the Second Face Clay Shaping Palette. They could have, it would have made it so much better. The mattes are beautiful. That black one is a little bit, you know, you can see I kind of packed it on and tried blending it out, and that was just, So I'm gonna obviously keep using it. I bought it, but I just feel if you're like trying to decide which one to get, definitely get this one. This one is amazing. And this one just really fell short for me, and probably out of 5 stars, I'd give it about a 3. Just not too amazing. I was a little sad. I really wanted to love that palette, but it just, the looks I got and the whatever just wasn't blowing me away like this one. So we gotta give it kind of a But there we have that review. Let me know what you guys think of this palette. If you want it, if you don't want it, you have it, you love it, you hate it. You guys know the drill. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!